Relocating to a new country as a family or as a single person can be overwhelming, and you might not be aware of the next steps to take. In today's video, we will be talking about the first things you should sort out immediately you arrive Canada. This is important because it will set the pace on your process of settling down quickly as soon as you arrive Canada. If this topic interests you, definitely keep on watching. We're going to start from the things that you need to do right before you get to the airport, and then we're going to go through the things that you would do as soon as you get into your new city. The first thing to do as soon as you are ready to leave your home country to Canada is please have all your immigration documents printed out. This is very important as the immigration officers will definitely require you to present these documents as soon as you get to the airport. If you are coming in as a student, print out your study permit. As a worker, print out your worker's permit. And as a PR, go ahead and get a copy of your COPR. When coming in as a student, a worker, or PR, you'll be coming in with a visa that will be printed on your passport. But when you arrive Canada as a student, you'll be given a study visa at the airport. If you're in Canada as a worker, you'll be given a work permit. And if you are coming in as a PR, you will need to show your COPR and passport. Your PR card will be sent to the address that you provided at the airport a few days after. So please provide a permanent address. If you will be staying in a hotel or an Airbnb, go ahead and provide an address of a close friend or a place that you intend to stay in a longer, right? Provide an address. If you want to stay in an Airbnb and you know you're going to be there for weeks, it will be better to provide that address. Take note of this. Your study permit does not guarantee you leaving and coming back to the country at any time. You must ensure that your documents are not expired before leaving Canada as a student, okay? Take time and go through all your documents to ensure everything is correct, like your date of birth, name, etc. The next thing you should do as soon as you arrive Canada will be to get your social insurance number. This is a 9-digit number given to you in order for you to work and access government benefits. So it's important to get these done as soon as you arrive Canada. Also, check out the video that I have done on the financial benefits that you are entitled to as a new immigrant in Canada. I broke it down so that you are able to understand how important this thing is and how important it is for you to start, applying for your benefits as a new immigrant. Also, your SIN is your identity, guys. It is very important and it is your responsibility to keep it safe. It can only be given to a third party when it is a company that you are 100% sure that are going to employ you or have employed you and you have signed your offer letter. That's the only time that you can release that SIN. I have done a video where I broke down how to identify job offer scams. It is the first thing that happens to a new immigrant when you land Canada. Job offer scams are real. So I did a video explaining my experience on that. You can go check it out after this. So the second situation where you may also need to give out your SIN to a third party would be when you are about to open an account in a financial institution. All right? You would also need to provide your social insurance number when filing your taxes, which is very essential. You can get your SIN right at the airport as soon as you land if you arrive during working hours. But if not, you would need to get to Service Canada closest to you to get that SIN number. Documents needed to get your SIN would be your passport and immigration documents. That is, if you're a student, your study permit. If you came in as a worker, your work permit. As a PR, your COPR. Also note that your SIN is valid for the duration of your immigration document. Example, if you are coming as a student and taking a 1-year program, your study permit will obviously be 1 year, which means that your SIN will be valid for just 1 year too. And if you add more years in the process after the first one, you would need to go back to Service Canada to have them update your status. The next thing that that you should also do as soon as you land Canada would be to get your cell phone plans and SIM card. There are different types of cell phone companies here in Canada. Example, you have Bell, you have Fido, you have Telos, and a couple of them, all right? You can get a cell phone plan at the airport, but I would advise that you don't. It's better you get into your city proper so that you are able to pick the right plan that works for you and the area that you're in, and also be able to get the correct city area code. All right. The next thing to do would be to open a bank account and get a credit card, not just a debit card. The bank will usually offer you a credit card as soon as you open an account. All right. The credit card helps you to build your credit history, which is very important when it comes to buying a car or a house in Canada. So I'm going to discuss how the Canada's credit card system works, because a lot of newcomers have found themselves in debt. And that is not just newcomers, including me. I have my experiences. If you're not knowledgeable on how this works, there is a very high tendency that you will fall victim of those early debts. So I'm going to do a video where I'm going to explain how the credit system works and how to take advantage of it in a future video. So please subscribe and stay tuned. All right. Also, when renting, some landlords also ask for a credit card. This is not very popular in Alberta, but I believe that it is in some provinces. So if you intend to stay in Canada after your studies, you need to get your credit card. But if you don't intend to stay in Canada after your studies, I don't think it's something that you need to get when you're opening your account. Okay, so there are different financial institutions here in Canada. We have TD Bank, we have Scotia Bank, Royal Bank, Simply Finance, and a couple of them. All these banks require you to have your passports and social insurance number to open your first account in Canada. Another thing to take note of is that banks here have promotions for newcomers. They have benefits for newcomers. It will be advisable that you take advantage of this. Explore banks and check out the promotions that works best for you. I would also advise right from the bat, go for banks that would have minimal charges after the promotion, right? For example, Simply, I wish I knew about Simply Finance. It's not a paid promotion, but I wish I knew them before I opened my first account in Canada, because their charges are very minimal to nothing, right? So even after that promotion, you still enjoy those minimal charges, okay? The next thing you should do as soon as you arrive Canada would be to find an immigrant service organization. Just like I mentioned in my previous video, these organizations are free and they help a great deal all through your settlement period. They can help you with things like finding a job. They can advise you on the best schools for your kids, and they can help you with creating a Canadian acceptable resume. There are organizations that can help you with physical settlement, like getting you free furniture, clothing for your kids, and groceries. We utilized this when we got here in Canada, and it was very helpful. So I'll also leave a link that will show you the organization closest to you when you put in your Canadian address. The next important thing to do when you arrive Canada would be to get your health insurance sorted out in case of emergency, especially if you have kids. You want to get this already sorted out immediately you arrive Canada. There are different provinces have different health insurance plan. For students, the school majorly covers their health insurance. When I say the school covers this, I mean that it is part of your tuition, all right? So when you settle in, go to the international wing of your school, get that sorted out. And for PR holders, you can go to Service Canada closest to you to get your health card. The next thing that you should be paying attention to would be getting an accommodation if you don't already have one. I know this can be very challenging, especially now that we are faced with housing crisis in Canada. But it's important that when you arrive Canada, my advice would be find a temporary place and then start to look for a house or start to look for accommodation immediately. If you do have someone in the city that you're going to, have them help you rent a house before you land, especially for those coming with kids. Guys, it would save you a whole lot. You're not going to come here and start moving boxes from one temporary accommodation to another. You're going to just get right into your permanent home for at least 1 year, and it will just help you settle in really quickly. That was our case when we landed Canada. We had a furnished apartment already, paid for and gotten by with the help of a friend. So it was easy for us to really settle in. So if you have that opportunity to have someone help you out with that, please utilize it. Please have them help you. It just will save you a lot of stress when you land Canada. A lot of people opt for Airbnb option when they land Canada, especially when they don't, have anybody in the city that you're going to. Airbnb is pretty expensive in some cases, but you have others also opting for hotel options or short lease. So those are the temporary options that you can explore if you don't have an accommodation immediately you land. When you start to look for accommodation, you can get a good accommodation in Kijiji or rent faster online, but please see the place yourself or send a friend before you go ahead and make payments. Facebook Market is another good platform that you can get a place. There are also monthly apartments where you can pay for per month and just stay there for a while until you get that permanent accommodation. But my advice will always be have someone go check out the accommodation first, or you go check it out yourself if you're already in the city before making that payment, just so you know exactly what you're signing up for. The next thing you should be paying serious attention to as soon as you land Canada will be finding a job. Please don't dull on that aspect. It's very, very important to hit the ground running immediately you arrive, because for some people, this process might take a while, especially if you don't really know anyone in the city that you're in. Another thing that can be helpful with finding a job will be referral. Referral is the fastest way to get a job here in Canada. So when you arrive, make friends, meet people, and try to connect with people and have them refer you to their maybe the companies that they work or where they know people. All right, most employers in Canada want to employ people with Canadian work experience, although this does not apply in all companies, but it's a thing here. Another thing that I would advise is that you can attend job fairs. Job fairs has proven to be very effective when it comes to getting a job here in Canada. People who attend job fairs really get good results, because right there you're going to meet the employers face to face and you can tell them your experiences, and if they want to employ you, it can just happen immediately. All right, there's a very high probability that they will if they want to employ you. Okay, also using job search platforms like Canada Job Bank, Indeed, LinkedIn, etc. will go a very long way in helping you out in finding a job. Even walking into companies and submitting your resume has also proven to work in the past, and I believe it still works now. I would also advise that while you're searching for those jobs out there, also explore the option of work from home. Most of them does not require experience, right? And it can be a great way for you to kickstart your career and build that Canadian work experience. It helped me a lot. So when we landed Canada, I didn't get a job immediately, but I was able to get a work from home job that didn't really require experience, and I started off with that, and that really helped me to build my resume and build that experience. You can just work from home 6 months just so you can have something to put in that resume if you're not getting the regular jobs. Okay, also the next thing that I would advise you do as soon as you land Canada would be to get a driver's license. This is very, very important for those with large family, especially kids. In fact, transportation is very important for everyone here in Canada. It is something that you need to pay attention to, because it can stall your movement. We don't have keke and bikes to take you around here, so it's something that you need to get going as soon as you land Canada. This is optional for students who don't want to drive, right? You can get a bus pass. Some schools offer free bus pass for international students, so you can find out at the international wing of your school if this is provided. Also note that international driver's license are accepted in Canada for a period of 60 days, after which you must get your Canadian driver's license. So you can utilize your international passport. So if you don't have one, you can get one before you get here, but it's only valid for 60 days. The last but not the least thing you should be doing when you arrive Canada would be to explore the city. All right, move out, stroll around your neighborhood, go to the mall, just take out time to take in everything your new environment has to offer you. In all, don't get carried away with shopping, spending. Please spend wisely. use your credit card wisely. This is not just me talking. I'm talking out of experience, guys. You have landed a new country. It is very normal for you to be excited, to want to shop, to want to buy things, to want to, furnish your new home and all of that. But in all that, please be conscious of your spending, because the way you start off financially when you land Canada would determine how long it would take you to settle in when you arrive. So just be careful. That credit card is not for pleasure, guys. That credit card is not for pleasure, right? It is to monitor your accountability. So you just take it one step at a time, and just make the right decisions right off the bat. Okay, if you enjoyed this video and you found it very helpful, please don't forget to hit on the like button and subscribe to the channel. It just warms my heart when I see that happen. And also share the video to people around you and new immigrants around you. I know that it would benefit someone somewhere. And yeah, I made a video on the tax changes in Canada in 2024, and I linked it somewhere here. Please go check it out and you will not regret it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions regarding this topic, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be there to answer all your questions. Okay, see you all in the next video. Bye.